The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games were missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Back again for the second time today. It was so nice. We had to do it twice. We did our little afternoon/evening live stream. Right now, this is the late night True School After Dark, the prime time live stream. And you know, if you guys weren't live with us earlier for Inaway, I would highly advise you go back and watch that. Check out any of the content that's been coming out here on True School Sports. I know that Saturday we'll be live for Better BF versus Cameron Smith. So for any of you guys that are interested in that fight, make sure you make your plans and join us for that. And then Friday night we'll be live to talk about Better BF Smith the night before. So there won't be a live tomorrow. There won't be a live Thursday. So this is the last live till Friday. So we're gonna make it really count. So as you guys are following in, make sure you smash that like button. If you're watching the playback, smash that like button, and definitely feel free to give us your thoughts and your comments. Because look, man, I know this live right here for however long we're here,
it's gonna be good.
This one's gonna be good because it's been some months since Crawford and Spence happened, and now Errol Spence has broken his silence and said a lot. He said quite a lot. And he's got his fan base riled up. They said, nah. Terence didn't beat the real EJ. He didn't beat the real EJ, right?
Nah.
So I'm really intrigued to see what the reaction is going to be and how things move forward. And when the fight happens, if it's going to happen, right? Because now he had to get surgery on his eye and this, that, and the third. But listen, I don't want to be rude. You guys know who's to my left. It's a man that really needs an introduction. It's the one. It's the only.
Super chat.
It's Pops.
Thank you so much for being here. Go ahead, Brandon. What we could say?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go start off right off the bat. When he first had the first injury, before he fought Crawford, he crying about when he came up. He had this, and that, and now I don't understand why now he's coming out with this thing. I just honestly think.
Well, he had this injury before the Pacquiao fight.
Right.
Remember, the Pacquiao fight got canceled because of the same eye.
Right. So he should have got all that straightened out, so he can't say, well, this is what held me back or slowed me down or did whatever the case may have been when Crawford beat his ass. I'm just going to put it plain simple. If and when Spence and them decide to fight Crawford again, I feel sorry for you this time.
Yeah.
The first time was just a little pass by. This is going to be a run by. Done.
It won't even last as many rounds as 9 rounds?
Done.
You don't think so? Okay,
Done.
okay.
I mean, I respect the Spence fans. They can say what they want. They can say whatever they want. I don't want to hear no crap about your eyes. I don't hear about nothing.
I'll be honest. I'm kind of indifferent towards the rematch. I respect Spence. I'm glad he finally fought Crawford, so I could go back to kind of liking him. Because ever since the whole Crawford thing happened, it's kind of been hard to like him because I thought he avoided the fight for years. But nonetheless, let's address a couple of the comments. Big Supreme, shout out to him. He says, "I'm still supporting Errol Spence Jr." And my man DSV Cole says, "Spence just spoke his piece." Well, look. He spoke his piece, and now we're going to speak ours here on True School Sports. So
yeah, we respect everybody's comment. We're not trying to. It's not a video to hate on Spence.
Nah.
We're just trying to bring out some points. How my son said, we're just a messenger.
We're just a messenger. We're just here for the boxing. We're just here for the boxing.
Any comments you guys got?
But listen, let's get into it because we got some things to tend to. Let's just get into it, right? So. Errol Spence reportedly had cataracts and got surgery on his eye. And obviously, there's been some past history with the eye. So let's discuss that for a little bit. We'll go to screen share. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Give your thoughts. We're here. True School After Dark. True School Prime Time. The Untouchable True School Sports Empire marches on. But here's Errol Spence, right? So Errol Spence said, look, this is the picture. In fact, hold on. Before I even go to what he said, right? Because I actually have the clip right here. Mm-hmm. I had the clip right here. Look, this is literally Errol Spence rolling out the hospital. Look, right here. This is Errol Spence rolling out the hospital. Look.
It started pouring out of nowhere. Is that him?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't want you to drop me off the wrong person.
Yeah, we're at 724, man.
So they have it. He had to get some his eye attended to. That's him being released from the hospital. So obviously, he's gonna go through that recovery process now. But here's his official post from his official Instagram story. This is what Errol Spence said. He said the following, and I quote: "I had to get cataract surgery. It's been past due. Shit was covering my eye. Why do you think I got hit with so many jabs and hooks? Still a great performance by Crawford, by bro."
I mean, he's giving
him credit, but it's still like, okay,
yeah.
you did good, but you did good because of my eye, and that has nothing to do with Crawford. Crawford just went to the gym, he prepared, he was diligent in his training, and it showed in a mighty and great way when they fought.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I'll be happy to see him go ahead and get his eye fixed, because after that,
please get it fixed.
I don't want to hear no excuse, no nothing. The bottom line is, and I'll say here, Crawford took your will. Yeah, you tried to fight and survive, but he took your heart. And you trying to,
and it was pretty quick too.
And it's a way, and people are gonna say, "Oh no, he's just trying to get his eye fixed." That's fine, but there's a way of saying you got your eye fixed, and there's a saying, "This is what happened, bro." Whatever that last statement was saying.
Plus, at the same time, Errol Spence said after the fight, you know, I come from a generation of men where we don't make excuses, and if I had one, I wouldn't give it to you. But look, we're here 7 months later. It don't matter when you give it to us. He's still giving us. That statement right there, why do you think I got hit with so many jabs? You got hit with that many jabs because Terence Crawford is a better fighter than you. And those of us that were calling for this fight many years ago and wanted it to hurry up knew that, but you wanted to stay on your side of the street and collect the belts and posture yourself as this, you know, A-side guy, and you delayed the inevitable. This would have happened. If Errol would have fought Terence in 2019, this would have happened. If he would have fought him in 2018, this would have happened. If he would have fought him in 2020, 2021, it would have happened. So, look, you know, I'm glad. Look, I respect it. Look, I'm not going to sit here. He eventually took the fight. Like, he gave the boxing fans what they wanted after all those years. So, good. I'm happy that the boxing fans got to see the fight and get a winner. And hopefully, for the ones that are still interested, I know his fan base. I know his fan base today. I saw it on Twitter. Blowing. They're like, nah. Bud didn't beat the real EJ. And I'm like, okay. Oh, that's how you feel, right? But at the same time, look, this isn't a new issue. This is actually the article from when Spence pulled out the Manny Pacquiao fight. He had suffered, as it says right here, he had suffered a retinal detachment in his left eye during sparring a couple months before the Manny Pacquiao fight. You know what's crazy about the Manny Pacquiao fight, right? I always thought Pacquiao was a bad stylistic matchup for Spence. Even at that age, even as old as he was. I know he lost to Ugas, and people can say, oh, he lost to Ugas, BT being a hater. But look, if he had a detached retina and he was going to fight Manny Pacquiao, them sharp little shots, him, like, look, if he can barely see out of his left eye, right? Mm-hmm. Manny Pacquiao bouncing like this and doing all that shit, he was going to have a hard time seeing the left hand of Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. So I think that fight would have been a lot more competitive than most people realize. I think Manny Pacquiao would have had a great chance to defeat Errol Spence. But this isn't a new issue. As you can see, during a sparring session in 2021, it says right here, at the world-class boxing gym in downtown Dallas, Spence felt he had something amiss, and he stopped the session and he said, and I quote, my eye. And so this is something, like, he even said it himself, and this article proves it, that he should have been got this fixed. So you know, I'm glad he got it fixed. You know, I don't wish bad on nobody. I don't wish ill will on no man. Errol Spence is a guy that I, you know, believe it or not, I am a fan of him. But it just, when he says, oh, why do you think I got hit with so many jabs? It does sound like he's trying to find something,
a piece, whatever, to
making an excuse.
Yeah. Don't take the shine from Crawford away. Yeah, you're giving him some props, but then you're also throwing that thing about the eye. Yeah. Don't take the shine away from Crawford and then say, oh, all this other stuff. No. Bottom line is, you be a man, like you said in your post fight interview about the Crawford fight when he was there. He had your eye, all this and that. He said, okay, I was a man. I was taught like a man. I take it like a man. I'm making no excuses. Okay, don't make no excuses, and let's get it done. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm happy you got your cataracts fixed. I'm happy your eyes are fixed, because I'm going to tell you right now, I just feel that Crawford's going to come in there and make it more worse.
Yeah. Well, and by the way,
there's levels to boxing.
From what I was reading, they're saying it normally takes 8 weeks to recover from this. So what is it? Yesterday was the 8th. So we're talking about 2 months. We're talking about March 8th, March 9th, something like that. Mm-hmm. So look, I don't know if this is going to throw off the timetable for the fight, because the PBC's first show on Amazon Prime, they're saying it's supposed to be
in March or something,
like in March or something like that. So we'll see how it goes, right? Yeah. We'll definitely go ahead and see how it goes. But look, I want to address a couple comments. Shout out to everyone who is here. I know it is kind of late. MEZ wants to know, why didn't Errol get this fixed after the Ugas fight, which is in April of 2022.
That.
And that's what I'm saying. Like when he fought Ugas and he looked like Terry Norris and Mike Tyson and beat the brakes off Ugas, I didn't hear him. I didn't hear none of his fans. I didn't hear no talk about no eye.
He must have been reading your mind because we were talking about that. You were telling me about that.
We were just talking about that.
He didn't comment on it, but it's crazy.
It's like ridiculous.
It was not bad then, right? So you should have.
It wasn't bad then, but
yeah, all of a sudden,
look, April 22 to July of 20. That's like a whole year and a half. So you mean in the whole year and a half, you didn't think, hey, maybe I should go get this fixed before I fight, the best guy in my weight class, the sharpest puncher, the guy who hasn't had somebody go the distance with him since the Obama administration. Maybe it would have been a good time to go get it fixed then, so he could have given himself the optimum chance to win. But he didn't do that, and I just don't like how he's mentioning that. It just, even if he's not trying to make an excuse, it just sounds like.
I'm just gonna put it in two ways. Okay, you can look at the physical part of him getting his physical part fixed with his eyes and everything done to get it right, and then you can look at it from the skills point of view in boxing. I guarantee you, if you go in here and you ask the pros of the pros. Now, I'm not talking about YouTubers, the ones that really know boxing, like Big High Up and whatever, and they'll tell you right off the bat, they'll say to you about Crawford and Spence, who are the two of the best skill fighters, regardless of whatever your physical attributes or whatever it is, they're going to tell you right off the bat. Crawford. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking to hate him because he got his physical, but I don't want to use that as an excuse for you losing the fight. You took your heart out, but that's the bottom line. Drive on.
There you have it. I'm not even going to address this nonsense. Like I'm no big Terence. Like Terence has got me upset. With him avoiding Jerron, and he is avoiding. Like I don't care. Nobody says he is avoiding Jerron. He doesn't want the fight. He's been shooting it down for like years now, even before the Spence fight. But I'm not going to listen to nobody that downplays Terence Crawford. So I'm just gonna skip over that one. That's not even worth my energy.
You look at the facts when he did to Spence in the first fight. Those are facts that you see there with your own eyes.
MZ wants to know, when do I think Spence can start sparring? That's a good question because look, if it takes him 8 weeks to recover, that doesn't mean he's just going to go right back into sparring. He may take a week or two to be in the gym and just hit the bag and get his rhythm. And he may not, honestly, I think he may not even spar till like the middle of April, like early May. And I think, to be honest,
I think it'll be longer than that because what's going to end up happening is he's going to heal his cataracts. He's got to go to the eye doctor. Yeah. Then he's got to decide if they're going to give him a yes or no if he can fight or whatever the proof thing is. And then it's going to take longer than what you think before we see him get punched in wherever he's supposed to get punched at.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, man. But next part of this whole Crawford Spence thing, right? Because there is other things to talk about with this. Listen, Errol Spence, he heard, he listened, and he was going off on a lot of people today on Twitter, yesterday and a little bit today as well. Spence. We're gonna get to that because there are some things he was saying, some pertinent things he was saying. Now, the first thing he actually wanted to delete in this tweet, but he did say. And on a more positive note, he did say that he doesn't like the fact that Terence Crawford beat him, but he still feels Terence Crawford should have been Fighter of the Year, not now yet in a way. So of course he's gonna feel that way because he beat him, right? Of course you if the guy who beats you wins Fighter of the Year, that makes you feel less bad about losing, right?
Because you lost to the Fighter of the Year.
Because you lost the Fighter of the Year, so you could deal with that a little bit better. So I get all that, but nonetheless, here's what Earl was saying. Now, some guy on Twitter told Spence, he says, Terence Crawford was just way better than you. You're a one-trick pony. And then that's when Earl got sensitive. He made sure he let this guy have it. He said, you might be right, but that one trick got me into the Olympics, got my kids in private school. Mom and pop retired years ago. Passport full of stamps, and I don't have to pick up a glove again if I don't want to. And you know what? You know what you forgot to add, Earl? Your ranch with horses and all the acres of land. So add that in there too.
Yeah, the thing is, he's still he flied away from the comment. He just disengaged from the comment. The guy just told you a one-trick pony, and then you want to throw out this because it's the only way you can defend yourself about saying what you have a private house, you got this for the kids, you got this for you. That's your accomplishments. But one thing you didn't do, you did not accomplish in beating Crawford.
Yeah, and look,
like you said you would.
I'm not going to downplay Spence because
I like Spence.
I like Spence. He's cool, and he's not wrong. Like, all those things he said he did. That volume jab, that pressure style, that body punching, it got him all those things in life. And God bless him, happy for it. But that's not what this is about. This is about in that square circle. So, look, these guys are all human. I'm sure he gets a million horrible tweets a day from Terence Crawford fans. Because, look, I don't like even though I'm a Terence Crawford fan, I can't stand most of Terence Crawford fan base. Just to be honest with you, because they just be dick riding their Terence Crawford and they can't be constructive about anything that he does. And he's got to be everything. Terence is God. Terence is the Messiah. Terence can do no wrong.
Like right now, after he won this fight with Errol, I'm not happy with him myself.
With Boots,
and I'm not happy with Terence in general because Terence, to me, people say, "Oh, you call him a diva, or you call him this." You should understand that he can do whatever he wants now. He can build his mansion, or what he's doing now, this and that. That's right. But you're gonna retire, or you're gonna fight, or what are you gonna do? Fans want to know what you're gonna do, Crawford.
Yeah. And the thing is now with Spence with this whole eye surgery, this made the timeline off even more. So Terence maybe put him in a position where if he wants to fight, he has to fight. Like he's got, we'll see how it happens. I hope he don't do what most people. I hope now that he's with PBC, he don't do what most PBC fighters do, which is sit there and wait, a year and a half, 2 years to fight. I hope that's not what he does.
Well, if he signed,
because he has 3 of the welterweight titles, and if it gets to that point, they're gonna have to go ahead and relieve him of those belts. But Pop, I want to stay on topic.
Right.
Errol then went on by saying, some of y'all forget what this shit really is for until you're 37 and trying to make a comeback with 10% of what you used to make. Basically, he's saying, look, I lost the fight. Basically, to decode what he's saying, I lost the fight, but I made money and I secured my family's future. So I'm not gonna have to be like these fighters that do these comebacks for peanuts and all this stuff. And you guys are missing the large picture. The large picture isn't about me beating Terence Crawford. The larger picture is about me being well off financially, which he's not wrong as a fighter.
Family.
That is important. That's the most important. It's prize fighting for a reason. But everyone was coming at Spence. We're not coming at you because you got acres of land. We're not coming at you because we don't think you're a fantastic fighter. We're coming at you because you got beat the hell out by Terence Crawford, and we had to sit here for years. And I can raise my hand as one of those people. I had to sit here for years and listen to a bunch of people that told me that Errol Spence Jr. was on the same level as Terence Crawford. And he wasn't, and that's okay. He's still a fantastic fighter. He's still unified champion, U.S. Olympian. He's got a lot to hang his hat on. He's just not in the Terence Crawford league, and that's okay. There's a lot of guys that Floyd Mayweather beat that were great fighters, but they just weren't in his league. They're not in the Mayweather league, as he says, right? So,
I mean, I'm not going to disrespect. I don't agree with what Spence is saying a lot, but I will say he fought like a warrior. He actually made the fight.
There's been guys. I mean, look,
I can't take that away from him. But
look, I'm a Demetrius Andrade fan, right? Andrade fought Dave Benavidez in a recent fight, and albeit Benavidez is a big guy, but still, Andrade took the fight, and when things got hot in there for him, I kind of feel like maybe he had more to give, and he did look for a way out, and David beat the fight out of him, but he didn't have a lot of fight, once pressure got on him. So I feel like Spence, who was getting beat up just as bad, if not worse, than Andrade was against Benavidez, he stayed in there until he couldn't no more. I didn't feel like Spence in the fight looked for a way out. When things didn't go his way, he didn't try to, take a knee or quit. So my thing is like, that's one of the ways I measure a fighter is like, okay, it's easy for you to look good and make it through the rounds when things are going your way. But how about when you have the worst night of your career? How about when things aren't going your way? Do you at least try to win? Do you sit there and try to fight admirably? Or do you look for a way out? He didn't do that. So for that, I respect him. I'll never talk down on him at all because I feel like he tried with what he had that night. I thought he tried the best he could with what he had, right? But Spence went on by saying, because Stephen Breadman Edwards said that these MFers are disrespectful, and then Spence said, it's cool. The Spence family appreciates them if they've been paying to watch this one-trick pony. Yeah. Okay. So there you have it.
I honestly think that I also feel that Spence pride been taken from him, like the pride in believing like all that before the fight, and now he feels like he has to give an answer to the public about why he lost. No, man, you lost, you accept it, move on. Now you got a second opportunity to redeem yourself.
And look, I think a move to 154 is long overdue for Errol Spence. Personally, I'm kind of hoping, and this is just me. You guys can tell me what you think in the comments in the chat.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm hoping that Errol Spence don't even fight Terence Crawford. I hope they just go their own separate ways. All right. Let Terence, if Terence want to go pursue Tim Tszyu or Charlo or Canelo, whatever the hell it is you want to do, or God willing, Boots. Great. I would like Errol to try to maybe rebuild himself back up at 154 and try to become a 2-division champion, try to make himself a real player in this division, because this division is going to get hot. There's some big fights out there for Spence at 54 that aren't Crawford. Maybe they won't get him the kind of money the Crawford fight got, so obviously he's not going to be probably as enticed to want to take them. But as far as the legacy aspect, because as he said, he don't need to box no more if he don't want to.
Yeah.
So if he still got any love for the sport, there's like, for example, the Tim Tszyu fight I think is a great fight for Spence. You know, you got the Mega Texas Showdown with Virgil Ortiz that he should try to go pursue.
Yeah.
You know, there's definitely things out there for Spence. If you want to go fight his Jermell Charlo, that they can make that fight happen.
Right,
so I don't think that if he doesn't want the story to be done and he said he's not going to retire, then he don't got to do that. He can go in 154 and he can go make some great things happen for himself.
Yeah, but as a man, he wants to try to get the opportunity.
Of course.
So I mean,
of
those
course.
fights are great, but that in his heart, this is what he wants. Me, realistically speaking, you're right. A man's going to want to redeem himself, but if he doesn't besides got his eye fixed and went to a school of skills, and I think it's too late in riding the bicycle to change anything, I don't think he will beat a Crawford.
Want to give a massive salute to one of the top content creators on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to him, are you really a boxing fan? If you never watched a video of his, are you really a boxing fan? Shout out to Boxing Gems. You know, he does a great job giving people the ins and outs of this fight game, the skill sets, the style breakdowns, all that stuff. So make sure you go check him out. Good to see you, Gems. Hope all is well.
Have a great year.
Bobby Dawson says, "Hey, homie. Cataract is a serious issue for some, like it or not. This played a part in that win. You can choose to downplay it, but many deal with the issue. Blood has to show that he can beat healthy. And see, this is exactly why. If you got, let's rewind it back. Let's rewind it back. Let's rewind it back like the last 3-4 years leading up to the fight, especially the last 2 years. I got so frustrated with this damn fight, but when they weren't able to get it done, I said, you know what? I don't give a damn if that ever happens. Want to know why? Because Terence is gonna beat the brakes off Errol, and when he beats him, it's just going to be nothing but BS. And look, we didn't hear nothing about cataracts at all before the fight. He had this injury before the Pacquiao fight in 2021. He had all this time to go get the surgery. Errol could have got it done, and he didn't do it. So my thing is, that's on him. That's not on
Crawford.
That's not on Crawford.
So even a healthy, and I'm gonna say straight up right to you. God bless you. Even a healthy Spence with his eye will get beat twice as bad by Crawford when they fight. I
mean, listen, and V9 says, just imagine if Errol Spence wins Crawford against Crawford, that would be the best comeback in decades, and then the trilogy would be a big money maker. It would be a hell of a comeback. Yeah. It would be the kind of things you make movies about. Truth be told, I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen because then everyone's gonna demean the demolition job Terence Crawford did in the first fight, and Terence Crawford had to jump through hoop after hoop after hoop after hoop to get the first fight, and then he wins the first fight, and they say, nah, the first fight doesn't matter. Come on, man, that's bogus.
But I'm saying, let's say the next fight he hurts him worse than what he does, makes him look worse than this time to make a point to all the fans, to all Spence fans. What they're gonna say then? Yeah. Can't argue the point he was not healthy and this and that. So the reality is, you gotta accept the fact that he got beat. He had the Ugars before the Ugars fight or whatever, the Ugars fight, this fight, that fight, to get it fixed. He didn't get it done. I just feel that his pride's been hurt a lot, and he's trying to make it some type of an excuse to cover all that up and say this and that. If that's the case, you should have said that before you made the fight and said, let me get my cataracts fixed, and then I'll fight you on the first fight healthy 100%. And he didn't do that.
They was doing all this tweeting. While you were tweeting, you should have been at the damn doctor's office. But nonetheless, look.
Anyways,
with the surgery, they're saying it takes 8 months to heal. Okay, now I'm gonna be a little optimistic. You know, a man can dream. So maybe the rematch doesn't happen right away. I know contractually it's obligated, but I'm not sure if Terence is gonna sit around and wait for Errol. I mean, it's already been they fought in July. So how many months is that? 7 months already. What? August, September, October, November, December. So we're like 6 months in.
Well,
now.
I will say this: if the public wants this fight, and if the public continue questioning Crawford, that's just going to be more motivation for Crawford to go in there. And I'm sorry to hate it. Skill pays the bills. I don't care if a blind man can see it, but Crawford's got more skills than Spence. Whether he gets the 100 eyes fixed, whether he gets the laser thing done, he is not beating Crawford.
Okay. But the bigger topic in all this for me, truthfully, is can I know it's asking a lot because Terence has always, even before the Spence fight was made, even like before we thought that the Spence fight could even happen, anytime I've ever heard Terence Crawford asked about Jerron Ennis, he's always been overly dismissive. Now, to be fair to Terence, because I'll be fair, Boots had some opportunities to put his best foot forward and try to make the fight happen, and there are some things that his team did that put him at a disadvantage. So it's a two-sided coin, but still, Terence continues to dismiss Jaron Ennis. And as far as I'm concerned, Terence is still a welterweight. He still holds 3 of the 4 belts. The other belt is held by Jaron Ennis. And look, but to me, that was the actual real fight, because I remember saying before, like a whole year before Terence and Bud.
But that goes to both of them, Brendan.
Terence and Errol, I should say.
Errol didn't fight.
Boots was Errol's IBF mandatory.
So there you go. So I mean, both of them.
But I don't really care about Errol fighting Boots anymore, because Errol can't even make 47 like that.
Okay.
He was complaining about it before they even made the Crawford fight. So the fight is still Crawford versus Ennis. And so if Spence has to sit out with an injury and wait and recover, is it too much to ask for Terence to fight Jaron Ennis?
Do you think? Do you feel that there's something that Crawford sees to avoid Boots, or do you just feel that the money's not there?
He just feels like
not going to pay him?
Look. He just got paid. Look, he just fought on pay-per-view in a big event. He tasted that quote unquote PBC money, the Al Heyman checks.
Okay.
And he don't want to go back to fighting the guys. Like, why fight Boots, right? Because the money's not going to be what it was for. And I'm gonna quote one of my buddies, my boy Sean Tatel from Fight Hype. Shout out to him, because he makes this point when we talk. It's like look at Bernard Hopkins, right? Bernard Hopkins, great fighter, great champion, all-time great. When Jermaine Taylor was in the division, Jermaine Taylor didn't have like a great resume before Hopkins fought him, but people could watch Jermaine Taylor and they can clearly see at that particular time that Jermaine Taylor was the most skilled, or one of the most skilled young middleweight in the world. And so even though maybe he didn't have the names and maybe it didn't bring the money, quote unquote, it was still the best fight that could be made in the division. And kind of in the same fashion, that's kind of how I feel about Terence and Boots fighting each other. Boots doesn't have the resume, because Boots, he hasn't had the chance to get those
big names,
big fights that often. But Boots is clearly, especially now, with Spence out the picture, really, because he's now more 47 pounder, and now with the division landscape changing, he's clearly the best welterweight not named Terence Crawford. So that's if Terence is still a welterweight, there is he's better than Errol Spence. Right. There is no better fight in the division to make. So why not make it? What's the issue?
And I will say this, okay.
Why not fight Boots? Because the IBF, the IBF stripped you, whatever. You could beat him and become a 2-time welterweight undisputed champion, a 3-time undisputed champion in your career.
First of all, if the public wants to see the Boots and the Boots Crawford, get the fight made, like you said, because Errol Spence is hurt right now, right? Number one. Number two, you don't know what Boots is going to do, because you're not giving him his chance. You go in there and you try to shut them down and beat them, then you shut off all that Boots nonsense. But if you don't, it's always going to be a question. Boots could whoop your ass because you don't want to fight him. There's a reason why you don't want to fight him. I'm just saying what people might think. I don't know.
Let me see. Wow, Victor. He didn't even beat Brian Mendoza. He's still recovering from Brian Mendoza knocking him the hell out. You know what? Why not them fight? If Errol wants to go 54, I think Fundora will be an interesting fight. Why not? Hurricane Inc. calls Errol the excuse Spence. Oh man. Yeah. Y'all getting real active and hectic in them comments.
Brian Mendoza?
Look, Brian Mendoza will fight anybody. Brian Mendoza fought Fundora when people were saying Fundora was this and he was that. He went to Australia and they fought Tim Tszyu. So look, if paperwork was passed Brian Mendoza's way and the money was just, it only got to be great. If it was just decent for the opportunity to fight a big name like Errol Spence, I'm 1,000% sure he would take it. And that'd be a good fight for Spence, right? Because coming out the eye surgery, it would be good for him to fight somebody who's a full-fledged 54-pounder. We know he can punch. We know Brian. Yeah. If Brian Mendoza can't do nothing else, he can punch. So that would be a really good introduction to the division. If Errol fought Brian Mendoza next, that would suffice. I would like that fight.
So do you think in 2024 or maybe 2025 we'll get the Crawford and Butanis or no?
I don't think that fight's ever happening.
Never, sir.
Well,
hold on. Ain't they both now?
Crawford's 36.
But hold on, aren't they both?
Boots is not with Al Heyman.
Oh, okay.
Boots was with Espinosa. He was signed to Showtime, but he was never officially a Heyman fighter. In fact, they talking about Boots going to Eddie Hearn potentially. There's been conversation about that. Yeah. But shout out to Matt Graham. Matt says, "Yo, BT and Pops, great to see you back for another live. Mm-hmm. Great content as always. Keep it up, lads. Much love from the land down under." Australia,
baby.
Shout out to all the
Tim Tszyu. Yeah,
he said
that name, baby. Zoo. Oh, I'm sorry.
He said also it's a bad excuse. Oh, yeah, man. I don't like it. Carl Hansen, he's back again. Another Aussie. I miss seeing Pops nailing those Heineken cans.
Well, I got teeth. The other night I'm gonna have time with you again, okay? And one day when I get my passport, I'm gonna get it. Me and my son are gonna come see you in Australia, baby. Because I'm a big fan of Tim Zoo. He gonna kick some ass at 154. Here's his time right now.
Stay on topic. You veering off. You get a couple Aussies in the chat.
Yeah.
And you start veering off.
Okay, go ahead.
Stay on topic.
Back to Spence. Go ahead.
All right. So we got my man Bobby again. He says Pops. So he's pretty much saying you're wise. I'm dumb. You're wise. Pops, you're wise, brother. You know Crawford didn't beat a healthy Spence. Everybody can't beat Ali and survive and win without their vision.
Well, I mean, like I'm saying, if he gets everything fixed, and every man would like when I was on the block and I got my ass kicked by the biggest guy, guess what I did? I went back to that motherfucker and I tried to beat him back up. So I get your point. I want him to redeem himself because he still got him Texas. He got that Texas thing in. And if he's got that will and he wants to go and say, listen, I'm healthy now, and that's a bigger confidence booster for him to feel more comfortable to fighting Crawford, so be it. Let's go get it.
MEZBX got the receipts, man. He said BLK Prime offered to fight 2 Boots, and his pops said that they're loyal to Espinoza. And they did say that.
Oh, wow.
But I'm just saying, like, even before all that, Crawford was dismissive. Look, I think, personally, to be honest with you guys, I can't really stand this division because I feel like it takes too long for things to happen. I think Crawford, I think now with him beating Spence, his whole attitude since he's beat Spence kind of to just the boxing world and in general has just kind of been like, look, kiss my ass. That's kind of just how he's been to the boxing world since he beat Spence. And he feels like he don't got to do anything ever again because he beat Errol Spence, which to some degree is kind of true because he was denied that fight for so many years. So I get his sentiments. I get where he's coming from. But if you're still going to box and you're going to claim to be the top pound fighter in the world while you got a guy across the pond in Japan who's doing his thing, trying to take your throne and even Magazine named him Fighter of the Year, I feel like you should have that right there. Just Inoue's greatness in the sport alone, that should be enough. The fact that anybody's even saying that Inoue's better than you, that should be enough to say, you know what? Whoever is the biggest and baddest MFer left, I beat the guy that they were saying. Well, guess what? The next one, okay, how about him? Why not?
You're not satisfied. I think if deep down inside you and a lot of fans, you're not satisfied until he fights Boots. Is that what you're saying to give with Crawford? Because a lot of people say Crawford now is waiting for the so-called after he
because look,
fight, he wants a Canelo fight.
If he said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fight Tim Tszyu. My intention is to fight Tim Tszyu, Virgil Ortiz, or maybe if they make the fight first, I'll fight the Tim Tszyu, Virgil Ortiz winner. I'm gonna take a fight at 54 to get accustomed to the weight. But my target is to fight the Tim Tszyu, Virgil Ortiz winner. If he said that right now, I would shut the hell up about Boots. But the problem is the only fight Terence Crawford seems to talk about and care about is Canelo, which to me, I mean, maybe it can happen. I don't want to say it's unrealistic because money talks and bullshit walks, but it is unrealistic because what? Canelo Alvarez is gonna fight you, and it will be a big event. It'll be a big event, but Canelo's got so many options. He can fight Benavidez. He could fight, you name it. Fight any of those guys at 68.
And then not to change it. Didn't Canelo shoot it down anyway? So he didn't want to fight Crawford.
Well, initially did because Crawford said he wanted to catch me, but then Crawford said he'll go to 68 for it. So, I think it's unrealistic, but
I would like to see the Boots Crawford fight, only for simple fact, even more so now because of the fact that we don't know when Spence actually going to come back. And then whoever the winner of that go back and fight, and Crawford will go back and fight and rematch, whatever. They're going to make the money off the fight. And if Boots beats Crawford, then that's going to be another thing to the sauce. We don't know, but we will never know if Crawford doesn't take that leap or try to do it. He took risks when he was coming up when he had his chances. So why can't he give the opportunity?
Because now he's making life-changing money.
People forget about that.
Making life-changing money. Why I gotta go do that when I already worked my ass off? Because I already know. I already know what he thinks because I've heard him say it. He said, "I bust my ass for years to get to this position, and you want me to go down and fight?" He views it as a step down because Boots hasn't really done anything. He feels like if he beats Boots, people are gonna say Boots wasn't nothing, and if he loses the Boots, they're gonna say he's a hype job. But people say that regardless.
So he don't win either way.
That's how he feels. He feels it's a no-win situation. But look, I want to address our first Hyro comment out of live.
Hyro?
He says, "Well, I want to see Angelo Lea versus Dominique Francis, but we can't get what we want." We're not speaking about that.
We're talking about Spence and Crawford.
Like, hold on. I gotta call Hyro. I gotta call Hyro out. You dick ride PBC was it?
Here we go.
I can't even say 24/7. 25-8. You dick ride PBC. I'm doing a lot about PBC fighters, and you want to talk about dudes at 122. Hiro, do I need to keep talking about 122? Do I gotta do a lot about more Japanese fighters, or do you want to talk about the PBC? Which one is it, Hiro? Which one is it?
The bottom line is
shout out to Lance. We see you, Lance.
Shout out to Lance and all you guys here. My thing is right now, I will agree with you. I would love to see the Crawford. Right now, it's the remember, timing is everything. And because Spence is getting recuperated everything, I would love to see that fight. I would love to see that fight. Is he afraid that Boots is too quick, too young? Because Boots is not slow either. Boots got some Boots. He got exposed by that guy Karen or Marin, whatever his name was. But we're talking about the levels of fighting. That'll be a great fight for Philadelphia and for Nebraska and Crawford going in there. Is he afraid that he might get exposed by a Boots? We don't know.
We'll see. But I wanted to make a couple more points about Spence, and then we'll get towards the end of the live. As far as Spence, right? He came out this tweet right here. He said he made it very clear that it's not over. The Errol Spence story is not done. It will continue. He said, I quote, all that said you can kill the retired shit though. Yeah, I got my ass beat. Shit was past due. I didn't exactly live like a boxer for the most part. So he's telling y'all, he's giving y'all the game of what was going on, that he wasn't living that life of a fighter, and it showed. And look, we know Earl's past problems in boxing. We don't gotta get too deep into that here. But look, my thing is, look, this is why Al Heyman needs to do a better job of keeping his top stars busy, because one thing about it is, like the old saying goes, the idle mind is the devil's playground. And a lot of these guys, they used to be in the gym, they used to training, and these guys at the Spence and Crawford level, the thing that gets them the most is when they got a fight date, when they got something to look forward to prepare for. If they're going 6-8 months straight and a fight's not even signed, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna take the millions they made and they're gonna go enjoy their millions and go party and have fun. And right now, if you're still fighting, it ain't really the time for that. So it's like, I think Al has to do a better job keeping Spence busy. So Earl can, and I know he's a grown man. We're all responsible for ourselves and the decisions we make. So I get that aspect of it. But this is a recurring theme with Al Heyman fighters. It don't matter if it's Broner, it don't matter if it's Spence, it don't matter. And look, I hate to say it, and we'll see how it goes in the future. But I got my questions about how Stephen Fulton's going to come back. Because I'm seeing him living a little bit too much life. And he talking about he want to go to 130 now. He ain't even fought at 26. So what that tells me is maybe he might not be ready to make featherweight because he's been living that life too much and he got nothing scheduled. He fought Inoue in July, just like Spence fought Crawford in July. Still got nothing lined up. And they're not supposed to fight till what, March? That's another 3 months. So more activity.
I'll just tell like this for Spence. I'm happy. One thing I will not take from Spence is he's manning up and taking responsibility for everything that's happening in his life.
He's the truth. He's the truth.
And you got to respect that. Even when he lost, so I got to give him that. But as far as Al Heyman, he needs to get one of the biggest things on this channel that we always talk about, and that to me, nothing against Al Heyman, anybody, activity. Activity is very important with a lot of fighters. You can't just sit there, keep him on the shelf, get him a big fight every once a year. Take, for example, nothing off the bottom, Antoine Russell Jr., when he fights once, he's got a title that he only fights once a year, every 2 years or whatever. You got to stop that. But back to what I'm saying, I would love right now if Boots is a free agent, go talk to Al right now, right here, and make this fight and see if Crawford is willing to do it. Somebody got to convince Crawford to do it. Somebody got to get him to realize that, go ahead and fight Boots while your mansion is being built in Las Vegas that you got over there, all that big money you're making.
Is it in Vegas or is it Omaha?
I don't know where it's at, to be honest.
Who cares? He's building a mansion. Who cares?
He's building a mansion. And what I'm getting at is, right now is timing. Do it. The public would love to see that fight. You might not think so, but it's going to be great. What would it hurt you to do that? And then if Boots beats you, then there'll be another. Then now you got another extra you have to go follow before thing. Then that time. Okay. Go.
I wanted to also talk about because I want to look at maybe Spence's path to a title at 54 because 54 is an interesting division. I mentioned some of the guys at the top, but like Spence held 3 of the belts. So he held the WBC belt, he held the IBF, he held the WBA. he's going to have good standing with all those governing organizations and governing bodies. So if you look at the IBF, there's no champion right now. The winner of Bakram Murtaladzev and Jack Kulke are fighting each other. My thing is this. Errol does want to become champion again. I think the IBF route is going to be the best route for him because it'll be the weakest champion in the division, at least on paper.
Does he really want that, though?
I mean, he can't make 47.
Okay, yeah.
And so he got to, by his own admission, he got to fight at 54. Okay. So when he inevitably fights at 54, I think he should go the IBF route and target the winner of, get a stay busy fight as soon as you can early in 2024. And then he needs to target the winner of tell Al Heyman to pay whatever they got to pay one of these Russians or German dudes to get over to the States.
Right.
And try to get the IBF belt and try to, put the finishing touches on a magnificent career, become 2-division champion, put yourself in position to be, get those big unification fights with Tim Tszyu and whoever else, or Charlo, whoever's gonna hold the other belts. But that's the pathway I see for him.
But do you really honestly feel that the way
that's in his heart?
Yeah, the Spence really wants to go do that.
I mean, if he's gonna box, he can't make 47. So if he's gonna box, he's gonna be a 54.
But he's gonna force Crawford to say, "Okay, Crawford, I'm at 154 now." Didn't you say before we make this fight, why not still make this fight? Before this, when they had the last press conference, if I remember correctly, Crawford asked Crawford, he said, "Yeah, we can probably go to 154. We're both going to agree at 154." Now all of a sudden, Crawford doesn't know what he wants to do, but I don't think Spence is gonna go to 154. It's a good idea what you're saying. That's
the best idea. I'm telling you, that's the best idea. Fuck Crawford in the rematch. Forget all that. Forget all that. Forget the rematch.
You can't do that, by the way.
Yes, recover. Forget the rematch. Go to 54. Go the IBF route. You can win it. He can beat a Bakram Murtaladzev or Jack Kulke.
Right, but he wants peace of mind. I'm see if he can see in his mind. He doesn't give a fuck about going to 154. Doesn't give a fuck about going to 160. Any other weight. He want in his mind. He can't. Well, whatever. He's still in his mind. He wants to have that fight and see that. Okay. But we have to see the fight. I don't think, but it's a good plan what you're saying, though. So you're saying it's better for him to have his legacy, a 2-time champion, right? Is that what you're saying? Than him trying to fight Crawford again.
Well, look, the thing is, Crawford ain't retired yet. You can go become champion, and the Crawford fight will still be there. It's not going nowhere. Okay. But I'm looking at more so the standpoint of Errol can go to 54,
you think that belt was
get a title. Listen, go to 54, get a title, show people you're still good enough to become champion, get your confidence back. Get accustomed to the new weight, and then boom, in a fight or two, you can fight Crawford. It's still going to be there.
Would you say it's better for him to win that belt, and that would maybe convince Crawford more now, like that belt at 154 to come to 154?
Listen. They have a contract to fight regardless. Okay. It doesn't matter. I'm just telling you. Telling you what I think his best pathway to success for the remaining. If he's, let's just say, right, if Errol's got, we'll give a generous number. Let's say he's got 3 fights left.
Okay.
If Errol's got 3 fights left in boxing, I think the most successful path he can take is to right now forego the Crawford rematch, go to 54, fight someone in the rankings. I don't care who it is. Pick whoever you want in the rankings. It could be the weakest guy if you want.
Get the belt.
Get a win against someone in the rankings. Get accustomed to the weight. Get your confidence up. Get a win. Get back in the win column. Okay. After you get that win, you fight the winner of Murtaladzev versus Kulke.
Okay.
That's a winnable fight.
Okay.
Okay. You get the IBF belt again. You're now, regardless of what nobody wants to say, you're a 2-division champion. You're now a champion 154. And then you got 2 wins in the win column. You're world champion again. Then you can fight Crawford. By that time, your eyes should be healed. You should be firing on all cylinders, and you should be in a better place to win a Crawford fight. Mentally, physically, spiritually. Everything. Because that's how I feel. Okay. That's how I feel. Now, personally, I don't think it matters. I think Crawford beating him no matter what. But if he wants to give himself the optimum chance to win, that's the pathway I feel he should go.
Would you say because of his mental state right now, thinking like all this other stuff, all excuses that we were talking about, you think that him winning that belt and being 2-time champion will actually give him more confidence?
Yes, it'll help. Yes, yes. Mentally, people will say, oh, he beat whatever, he beat nobody. Who cares? No matter what they say, when he retired, he's a 2-division champion. He was a champion at 54. He was a champion at 47. They'll never be able to take that from him no matter what. Okay. So it looks better on the resume. It gives you more confidence going into the fight. You get a couple wins in the win column, get your confidence up, start feeling good, and then boom. And on top of that, look, Terence right now is 36. Terence right now is 36. Yeah. You fight them 2 guys, Terence can be aged a little bit, and you might be able to beat him.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna. What I'm telling you makes too much sense.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying makes too much sense. It's not gonna happen. We want to get this fast money. All right, we want to get this fast money.
I mean, either way, he's gonna make money. It's Errol Spence. We can't deflate from that.
No, but I'm saying
I know
they want to make that 10 million.
I know
they want to make this fast money. I'm telling you, if he's got 3 fights left, that should be the pathway. Look, in fact, I'll even tell you the pathway.
Does he have a good manager?
I don't know his manager, but look, okay. The pathway should be let's just say he don't fight nobody in the top 10. Mm-hmm. We'll pick somebody from the bottom 5. Okay. Now look, you could go fight for all I care. You can go fight fucking Rourke Knapp. You can fight Rourke Knapp from. You know who Rourke Knapp is? He was this dude that was supposed to fight Josh Kelly. He could fight Rourke Knapp for all I care. He could fight Callum Walsh or even we mentioned Brian Mendoza. Okay. Yeah. If he can get past a Brian Mendoza or Rourke Knapp, all right. Even let me see.
So you just want to get
even a Jesus Ramos. You can get past one of them 2 guys. Okay. Lubin. All right. So Lubin, Mendoza, Rourke Knapp, Mendoza, any of them guys.
I'll tell you right now.
Okay. You beat one of them guys. Look. You beat one of them guys. I don't care which one it is. Beat one of them guys in the top 15 of the IBF. You get ranked in the IBF. Okay. You fight the winner of these 2 guys, Kulke and Bakar and Merlatiev, right? You beat one of them, you get the IBF title. Yeah. You now got 2 under your belt. You're a 2-division champion. You got 2 extra paydays out of it. Crawford is now aged probably about a year and some change now. He's 37, going on 38. Mm-hmm. There's more miles in the odometer. It's a more winnable fight. Okay, but that makes too much sense.
And I will say like this too. Honestly, brother, I'm blind. I got 4 eyes, but my 4 eyes tell me that he can steamroll to anybody in the IBF right now. All in 154. He can steamroll all them guys like that. All them guys.
I don't know about that, but
I'm gonna say they're easy work. No disrespect to the other guys.
Well, okay. Why don't he move up? So then, why don't he move up and go find out
at 160?
At 154. Go move the 147 to 54 and go find the hell out. Yeah. All right. That's what it is. Look, for me, so I don't want to see a blowout again. I want to see a competitive fight. Right. And I think
that's right to go.
I think the route for Spence to give himself the best chance to win would be that route.
What the comments saying?
You got this dude Javier talking a bunch of bullshit about he's saying Boots is a bum, and Javier probably can't even fight.
Everybody's entitled to their own
Virgil versus Mendoza next. Watch. Well, Javier got it. You know what? I'll take it back. Everything bad I said about Javier, I'll take it back. He got a Salvador Sanchez.
I was about to tell you
he got a Salvador Sanchez picture, so I won't say too much about Javier. He got Salvador Sanchez, so I can't talk bad about anybody who had a Salvador Sanchez picture.
What are anybody saying about the whole thing? Anything or about the same thing?
He said I've boxed before. Relax. Okay. God bless, man. You got a Salvador Sanchez picture. So I took it back, man. I took it back.
Anybody's had any sense at all or say anything? What do you guys want Spence to do? What do you guys want Spence to do? Do you think the route that BT's talking about is the good way to go about it? Or do you think he's not going to rest until he actually fights?
Look, Hyro's talking about, Hyro says Crawford made the weight like 7 times. You want Crawford to hurt himself to make the weight. When did I say anything about Crawford? Ever since Crawford been freaking top rank, he's being himself. He's been a star with PBC.
Hyro, we're saying that Crawford...
I'm not even talking about Crawford. I'm talking about Spence.
Oh, but
I'm not talking about Crawford.
He's referring to the fact that if Boots doesn't move to 154, then he's saying that Crawford already made the weight at 147 for so long. Why should he continue doing that to fight Boots? That's what I think he's referring to. That's something I can think of. That's logically saying. But to me, Spence can go what you said, which I don't think he's going to do because his mind is on redeeming himself.
If he had somebody good behind him, that's exactly what he would do. Yeah. If Spence had any sense, he would do just that again. Because look, I think Terence Crawford beating his ass regardless.
And I'll tell you,
I think Terence beating his ass regardless. But to give himself the best chance, that's the right.
And I'll tell you another thing. Sometimes we all need to get away from everyday Twitter, everyday social media.
It's toxic.
And I think a lot of
after this live, that's what I'm doing.
No, what I'm saying, but that affects a lot of fighters too, like a Spence, because here he is. He's trying to get himself together. We got all this negativity. You got all these channels. We got our channels talking about it.
Hold on. I gotta draw from Hyro. He says you're the last person. You're the last person that wants the best for Spence. Well, actually, you're wrong, Hyro. I actually wanted Errol Spence.
Okay,
hold on. I wanted Errol Spence and Terence Crawford to fight years ago. I didn't want to wait till 2023 to watch them fight. He would have had a better chance years ago. But no, he wanted to wait, and he wanted to fight Porter, And he wanted to fight this Buddy Garcia, and he got what he deserved in the end.
Okay, at the end of the day, we're not here to argue about back and forth about the same issues. What you're saying, what we're saying. How are you right? What you're saying? We're not here to argue arguments. We're here to try to understand which way is the best route for Spence to go and what's the best route for Crawford to go. I personally think that if it was me, I don't want to fight nobody until I fight Crawford again and try to beat his ass. And then if he beats me twice, then I move on. Then I can hold my head and say I tried, hold my shield, and move on. That's my opinion on that. But at the same time, if it goes IBF, like you say, it really will take his confidence, give him more confidence. He wins the belt. Now he feels more like a champion. Not one champion, two-time champion. It might make him better mentally.
But what do I know? Anyway, my last point on Spence, and then we'll work on wrapping up the slide. But the last point I want to make about Spence is this right here, which is the fact that Errol Spence truly and truly doesn't owe the boxing fans anything. He gave people the fight. He, and along with Terence Crawford, gave people the fight that we bitched him on about for years, which was the first Crawford fight. Now, if it didn't go the way you wanted, or even if it did go the way you wanted, it still happened, right? So my thing is, he could retire if he wanted to. And that he could end it all right now. And I wouldn't be mad at him because he's gotten what he wanted out the sport.
And I'll say one thing: him winning the championship wasn't an easy task. He had to go all across the pond to get his championship the way he's supposed to get it. So I'll give Spence that. I'll give Spence all that. I think Spence, whichever route he decides to go, which with it is the best thing for him. Make that fight happen if that's what we want. But I honestly think because of timing, like we always talk about, I'm right here. I am lobbying for Crawford, for the love of my life, dear of my life, whatever it's called. To fight Boots, Heinous. I'm not Heinous.
Ennis.
Boots, Ennis. Yeah, him, Boots, and give the fans what they want to see.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're gonna make money, and then give time for Spencer Hill. And then you guys can fight and so forth and so forth and so forth. And you both can write a chapter. I mean, if Crawford goes at 154 and he fights Spence got a belt and he beats him, then now it becomes another.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that. Errol Spence, he gave people plenty of great fights, plenty of good moments.
He's earned it, like you say. He
doesn't really look, I'm only speaking from the standpoint of a boxing fan who is looking at what's going to give Errol Spence the best chance to beat Terence Crawford. I think Terence is better than him all around the board, but if I'm looking at mentally, physically, spiritually, what's going to make Errol Spence give them the best chance is to go that move up to 154, forget Crawford now, get like one or two fights, get that belt, and go on, move on.
Do you think you should go to the limelight?
What do you mean?
Like once he gets 154, went to two-time, and just even after fights Crawford, then just retire?
Yeah, 100%. Y'all keep saying he has a rematch clause with Crawford. I don't care about that. That rematch clause doesn't matter because Errol Spence is going to be injured and has to heal. So my thing is, okay, yeah, they have a rematch clause, but he's injured and Terence hasn't fought for like, what is it, 7 or 8 months now? It's going to be probably well over a year by the time that guy gets healed and they do anything. So my thing is, look, heal up. Move up to 54 like you've always wanted.
Mm-hmm. Get
in them rankings. Mm-hmm. Go fight and go become champion. Go get the IBF belt. It's not that. It's not rocket science. It's not. I don't know how people can't see it.
If he becomes a two-time champion, I'm talking about Spence. Then that's a good selling point to make the fight even bigger between both of them because Crawford's never won at 154. Now he's fighting the same IBF champion that was at 147.
Hyro says Errol Spence is number 3 in the WBC at 154. He can fight. Let me see. Is he number 3? Fact check on now. He is. Okay, he is number 3. He can fight a high-risk, low-reward fighter like Charles Conwell, who he might not beat. Mm-hmm. Okay. He can fight Charles Conwell in a fight he might lose.
You think so?
In a fight he might lose. And then what? Go fight Charlo. Look, if he goes and fights Conwell, there's that whole thing of, oh, Jamel Charlo was my friend. I used to train with him. Then he might not fight him for the world title. So I'm deading all that in the water right now. Fuck that. Go the IBF route. It's the easiest title to win. There's no way that you've ever been affiliated with that's holding the damn belt, and you will have the highest percentage chance to become two-time champion. That's what it is.
So Brennan's thing is his legacy will be two-time champion.
Two-division champion.
Yeah, and then he can fight Crawford once it's
get your confidence up. Yeah. Get that winning feeling back. Remind the world of who Errol Spence is. Yeah. You know, that's how I'm looking at it. But look, I've went ahead and I ran through all my points. So if y'all got any questions, y'all got anything y'all want to
like I said, Friday we have a live
run through,
and then Saturday we have the Smith and better be.
We're gonna watch. Better be put Candle Smith in a freaking body bag. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. Charles, I'm not. Victor Dogado's been on BS. Everyone's a bum. Nobody's good.
Is that what he said?
Victor Delgado the whole life. Boots isn't good. Boots isn't good. Errol's not good.
Who he like?
Who does he like? But Fundora is good. But I like Fundora.
Fundora got beat
I like Fundora. I don't talk down on Fundora. Fundora can come back.
Yeah.
He's a fun fighter to watch. But he was over there riding Fundora. It's like
what do you say? But he hasn't come back since this. Mendoza
he ain't Brian Mendoza knocked him into the 8th dimension.
His sister's fighting more. Fundora's sister's fighting more.
And some of these women's boxers are ducking his sister.
Seriously?
Marlon Esparza. Oh. Anyway, because I was at the WBA convention, one of her representatives there was arguing with Samson Lukowicz. I've seen that. But Errol Spence Jr. versus Keith Thurman. Oh my God! Listen.
Keith Thurman's on retirement.
Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence.
I don't think he's gonna fight.
No.
He hasn't fought for how long? How long has it been to Keith Thurman? Put Keith Thurman on retirement. That's all talk. I mean, he'd be better off did what Ward did a sports thing.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Fundora got nothing. Listen, Keith Thurman, Fundora, these guys. I mean, Fundora is good. I like Fundora. I know Victor Delgado's in love with Fundora.
Respect him. We all have our favorite fights.
I like Fundora. I think he's good. He used to train
in Dania
Beach at Canino's gym when he was a kid. So I like Fundora.
When he used to train sometimes.
Yeah. So I got love for the kid Fundora. But what I want to know, who are the best boxers to follow on Instagram? Dominique Francis, I like him. Angelo Leo's pretty cool to follow. I mean, anybody that's cool with me. Lorenz Medina, how about that? Lorenz Medina.
It really comes down to how you relate to
whatever you like. It's whatever you like.
His personality.
I'll be honest. I don't follow no boxers on Instagram. They don't follow me. Except the only boxer I follow on Instagram that doesn't follow me is Kosai Tanaka and Kento Hatanaka, because they're really cool with me when I went to Japan. Other than them two, a lot of boxers follow me. So yeah. But Spence versus Mendoza, I think, would be the ideal fight for him to enter the 54 division. And look, he's 15 in the IBF, so that falls in line with my plan, which is top 15 guy, fight for the world title, Terence Crawford.
I'm sorry, Brendan. That's one thing I don't agree with. How they put Mendoza that low?
Well, that's in the IBF. In the WBC's ranked higher.
Okay. So
that's just the IBF. Okay. Carl Hansen wants to know when is Angelo's fight. Angelo Lee will be fighting 3 weeks from today. It'll be January 31st on Pro Box. He'll be taking on Magic Mike Plania, and if he wins that fight, that's gonna increase his. I think he's like number 7 or 8 in the WBA. So he'll be right there knocking on the door of a world title shot. So yeah. Spence versus Mendoza makes sense since Mendoza took an ass whooping too.
Yeah,
exactly, Harold. And yes, Japan is in fact very far away. Yes, I can attest to that, Lance. It was a long
12, right?
It was a long, not 2 hours. It was like double digit flight.
Add some digits to that, yeah.
Add some digits to that. But look, man, they want to see Spence versus Enrique saying he want to see Spence versus a Japanese fighter. Who the hell? The only Japanese fighter at 54 is Takashi Inoue. So that wouldn't be a bad fight. He's ranked in the IBF, so that falls in line with my plan. Takashi Inoue fought Munguia. He fought who else did he fight? Tim Tszyu. Durable guy.
He would give problems to Spence.
I don't think he would give him problems. He'd be durable. I think he'd give Spence rounds, and Spence would win that fight, and Spence would get in the rankings. So it would serve its purpose. It would definitely go ahead and
serve its purpose.
And serve its purpose. But guys, listen, man.
Thank you so much for being
here.
Listen.
I'm gonna put the finishing touches on the live. Before I put the finishing touches on the live, let me just say this. Like Pop said, going live Saturday for Better BF Smith. It'll be a fun live. I'll be live Friday night. That'll be the next live. The next live will be Friday night. We're gonna talk about Better BF and Smith the night before the fight. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm taking 2 very well-earned days off. No live tomorrow on Wednesday, right? Wednesday?
Yeah.
No live Wednesday, no live Thursday. So we'll be back Friday. Live fight reaction on Saturday as well. But yeah, y'all keep supporting. Y'all keep watching the content. I've been working real hard, and I really, honestly, I need to get some rest. I got nothing more to give. So I appreciate you guys for
talk crazy. I
appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully Errol Spence finds a path for himself that he feels will suffice. And
Texas,
likewise for Crawford, I'm just speaking as a boxing fan who wants to see the best fight the best. I know sometimes boxing, politics, and the landscape don't allow those things to happen right when I want to, but it is what it is.
Let's just keep our hope for 2024. There'll be a lot of fights. I want Boots to get his chance, though.
Yeah, we want Boots to get his chance, but nonetheless, you got anything you want to add?
No, I enjoy the live. I respect everybody's opinion, whether we agree with it or don't agree with it, and I thank you all for being here. And if you guys want some prospects, I'm gonna put it out there in the air. I don't know if you agree with it, but I'm still gonna put it out there. If you want a specific prospects that you know about and you want DT to just come out and give you the prospect, you need to super chat him.
I'm not. Oh, okay.
Super chat him. $5. Super chat him at least $5 for the very prospect you want, and he will give you right away the breakdown on that.
He's saying that, not me, but
I got you.
I'm not touching.
Yeah,
I
appreciate y'all.
I just did 13 prospect review videos today. I'm not even doing no prospect review videos till like late February. So
I don't care.
Anybody who gives me prospects, I'm not doing. I'm not doing them until late February because them videos take a lot of time. But nonetheless, look, you guys take care. Be blessed. We'll see you Friday night. Should be a lot of fun for the Better BF Smith Live. Take care. Be safe. God bless. Have a good day at work. Have a good day with your family. Call your loved ones. All that good stuff. And like I say in every single one of these videos, y'all can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.